I sat on a park bench across the country at a monastery in California in January of 2019. The Lord was speaking to me about my next step with Him, and He was specifically speaking to me about planting a church. And on Tuesday, January 22nd at 9:48 in the morning, as I sat on that park bench and wrote in my journal, I made the decision to plant Vivid Church. I never would have imagined all that would happen as we moved that year in June, and then started having people move from all over the country.
Then January of 2020 rolled around, and we had an initial launch team of 12 people that met for the first time to talk about the dream of starting a church. Then on March 17th this year, we hosted our very first interest gathering at the Coffee Haven in downtown Lexington. 74 people came together to catch the first glimpse of what God wanted to do in the city. As April approached, the team identified 3 different essential personnel groups that we felt like we could serve during the early stages of COVID. The first was Lexington Medical Center and the units of the hospital that were most affected by the war on COVID. Over the span of 4 weeks, we purchased 500 donuts from Zombie Donuts and 600 cups of hot coffee from Peacewise Coffee as a way to support the local business owners who were struggling to maintain their business. And we then took that to Lexington Medical Center to bless the hospital workers who had been working tirelessly around the clock as a way to simply say thank you.
The second and third groups were our local firefighters and police officers. We purchased pizzas from 2 different local pizza businesses and brought lunch to our front-line personnel groups across several weeks and eventually gave over 100 pizzas. Water Drops kicked off in May. We made a partnership with the Lexington Farmers Market and served free water every Saturday to anyone we met. Countless conversations were started and relationships began to develop as people wanted to be part of a life-giving community centered around Jesus. We then expanded the idea and took the Water Drops to the dam on Lake Murray, where more people were served and more conversations were started.
The team started meeting weekly at Pastor Allen's house in June every Sunday night to worship together and create a culture of Vivid. More interest gatherings happened at O'Hara's Irish House, Into Coffee, and again at the Coffee Haven. After that, July came and we secured the facility that we would call home here in Lexington. And in August, we dedicated the month to 21 days of prayer and fasting so that we as a church could be spiritually prepared for all that God was about to do in our launch month.
Every day we had a unique focus as we sought the Lord to ready our hearts for this new church. And finally, launch month arrived. The long-awaited journey got even more exciting as we entered into September 2020. We were able to start the renovations on our new facility, and the work picked up. We painted every wall of the building and even the ceiling too. We laid carpet, installed insulation into the ceilings, ran floor buffers, glued the baseboards, installed the sound system, and put in over 1,000 total man-hours in the month of September as a team to get the building ready for launch Sunday.
And then we all got to see launch weekends as God birthed this dream of Vivid. We had 103 friends and family members travel from all over the country to witness the beginning of the life of Vivid. We worshiped together, prayed together, dedicated the building to the Lord, watched Pastor Scott and Jenny Wilson install Pastors Alan and Amanda as our lead pastors of Vivid. Then we witnessed 248 people come across 3 services to be a part of the first public Sunday service for the church. Since that day, we have been faithful as a church to keep preaching the gospel, serving families, changing lives, worshiping together, believing for God's best, and anxiously awaiting everything that He has for us in the future. We've seen 24 people give their life to Christ since we launched the church. We watched 4 people get baptized and go public with their faith.
And for Christmas, we gave over 400 presents to children and families in our community who were in need so that every single child would have a gift to open up on Christmas morning. If God did all of that this year, imagine what He's going to do in 2021.